Hello, my name's Kerry Lewis and I'm a member of the MrBruff.com writing team. Today I'm going to talk about how to use the apostrophe of omission. There are two ways to use the apostrophe. The first is with omission, which is when we omit or leave out letters or numbers, and that's the focus of today's video. The second use is to show possession or ownership, and there's a separate video about this to explain it in my punctuation playlist. First, let's look at the apostrophe with numbers. 1964 shortens to 64 and the apostrophe shows that the 1 and 9 have been dropped. Likewise, 1960s shortens to 60s and the apostrophe shows that the 1 and 9 have been dropped again. There is a common mistake though. Let's read this example. My dad was born in the 1960s. A common mistake is to put the apostrophe before the S. There's no apostrophe because there are no numbers or letters missing, and also there's no possession. The next use of the apostrophe is when you're shortening words in informal writing. Here we omit or leave out letters, and this makes a shortened word that we call a contraction. For example, I am shortens to I'm, and the apostrophe shows the A is missing. We will shortens to we'll and the apostrophe shows that the WI are missing. Here we have should have, which shortens to should have, and the apostrophe shows that the H and A are missing. A common mistake is to say should of, but it's not that, it's should have. Sometimes we might see a shortened word and not even know what it's short for. For example, a clock is short for of the clock. We tend to shorten words in informal writing and when writing dialogue. In The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain, Ben asks Tom if he can help him to paint a fence. Tom replies, No, I reckon it wouldn't hardly do, Ben. You see, Aunt Polly's awful particular about this fence, right here on the street, you know. But if it was the back fence, I wouldn't mind, and she wouldn't. Yes, she's awful particular about this fence. It's got to be done very careful. I reckon there ain't one boy in 1,000, maybe 2,000, that can do it the way it's got to be done. The use of the shortened words or contractions adds realism to Tom's character, and it mirrors the natural pattern of everyday speech, particularly the use of the non-standard ain't here. Occasionally you might see a double contraction. This is when you have two apostrophes and it's used in very informal speech. For example, could not have shortens to couldn't have. The first apostrophe replaces the O and the second one replaces HA. Nowadays, double contractions are extremely rare, but they used to be more common in the past, and some modern contractions have actually evolved from double contractions. Walnut was an alternative spelling for will not. It shortened to won't with two apostrophes. The first one replaced the two L's. The second one, as it still does today, replaces the O. Over time, the first apostrophe was dropped. Here's another example. Shall not shortened to shan't. Again, the first apostrophe showed that the double L had been left out and the second one the O. And again, over time, the first apostrophe was dropped. So, how and why did this happen? When we use the apostrophe, we use it with informal writing. So if you're writing quickly, you don't want to be messing around with two apostrophes in the same word. People couldn't be bothered to write two apostrophes, so they dropped the first one. And it's as simple as that. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to buy a copy of Mr. Bruff's Guide to Grammar, I've put the link in the description below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you in the next video.